अं, हो नाही नाही, माझी स्क्रीन बदलत नाही. तिकडे युट्यूबवर काय अजून मला आलं नाही माझ्या माझ्या. हम्म. हा हा. हो आता आता दिसतंय. हो आता. येस येस येस. माझी स्क्रीन बदलत नाही. तिकडे युट्यूबवर काय अजून मला आलं नाही माझ्या माझ्या. आता थोडस लेट आहे पण ठीक आहे ना का? ओके. ही स्क्रीन दिसणार नाही का? आता दिसत नाही. यू आर लाईव्ह सर आता. आणि आता दिसतंय आता दिसतंय. आता 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 मी जे बोलालो. हो, आता दिसतंय. हो, आता दिसतंय. ठीक आहे आता सर, मग आता हे स्क्रीन करताना मग आता लेट आहे पण ठीक आहे ना सर? आपले सर, जर आता जे प्रेझेंट जे आपण ज्यांना आपण हे करू म्हणजे आता समजा मी बोलत आहे तर मी दिसला पाहिजे त्या कस्टमरच्या पुढे जमेल दिसेल ते दिसेल ना? आता समजा एक मिनिट. आता मी दिसतो का? आता मी दिसतो का बघा? ओके.
ते स्क्रीनच दिसायला कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया प्रिॲम्बल.
थोडं थोडं दिसेल ते. आता दिसतंय आता दिसतंय. आता
फेसबुकवर का?
मी जे बोलालो. एक मिनिट अजून आलं नाही. ठीक आहे आता सर, मग आता हे स्क्रीन करताना मग आता लेट आहे पण ठीक आहे. सर ते जुनं सर ते जुना लूप आहे हो आपले सर. पण आता माझ्या याच्यामध्ये काय नाही अजून. मी माझा फोटो आहे का तिकडे? मी बोलत आहे तर मी दिसला पाहिजे कस्टमरच्या पुढे जमेल दिसेल ना? नाही मी आलो पण मी बोलतो ऐकू आहे का तुम्हाला युट्यूबवर? मग माझ्या याच्यामध्ये येत नाही. मी चालू करून बघू का पुन्हा एकदा? माझ्या युट्यूबवर दिसत नाही ते. तेच लूप आहे माझ्या युट्यूबवर. तोच लूप येतोय. एक बघू द्या मला. हा थांबा एकच मिनिट. हा आता दिसतो राईट. ओके. हा दिसतोय. काय सर? हा ठीक आहे ठीक आहे. मग आता बरं मग आता अँकर दुसरे आहेत. ओके. गौरी म्हणून आहे ती एक आहे आणि महिमा आहे. महिमा जॉईन झालेली आहे. गौरी जॉईन झाली हा हो. ओके.
हॅलो.
हॅलो येस सर.
हा गुड आफ्टरनून. थँक्यू राहुल. Thank you so much. I received your CV.
पाकळे सर, आता काय झालंय, जेव्हा मी, एक मिनिट हा. ठीक आहे, काय हरकत नाही. ओके. ओके ओके. काय युट्यूबला जॉईन होतो काही लोक? ते ऍक्च्युली काय व्हायला माहिती का, ते आता काही मुलं इकडे जॉईन झाले, दोन्ही लिंक आहेत ना त्यांना, युट्यूबची पण गेले आणि ते नाही, ते अगोदरच पाठवते तुमच्या अगोदरच, ते आपलं डिस्कशन होण्याच्या अगोदर झालंय. तरी पण समजा आला मुलांना तर सांगतो मी युट्यूब जॉईन करा म्हणून, की नाही. मुलांना सांगू का? ठीक आहे. डिअर स्टुडंट्स, Rishikesh and other students except Mahima, okay, can you please join through YouTube? Already YouTube link is given to you, and you can inform to your friends also to join. So leave this and join through YouTube, please. Okay, good, good, okay, fine. Thank you, Kapil. Thank you, Ikram.
किती वेळ आहे पाटील सर?
सर आता थोडा वेळ आहे, एक जॉईन होऊ द्या ना. 4ला सुरू करायचं आपलं, 4ला.
स्पीकरला वेट करावं लागेल नाही?
हा?
नाही,
हो हो.
तुम्ही आम्हाला बोलायला तर.
नाही, थोडस ते हे करतोय. येत का मुली आहेत? सर जॉईन आहेत का मुलं? सर, येत का मुली आहेत? सर जॉईन आहेत का मुलं? सर, आहेत का मुली आहेत? सर जॉईन आहेत का मुलं? सर आहेत का मुली आहेत? सर जॉईन आहेत का मुलं? सर
नमस्कार पाटिल सर, आपको अनम्यूट करना पड़ेगा बोलने के लिए साहब।
ओ सॉरी सॉरी सर आप आपको ही बात कर रहा हूँ और आहेत का मुली आहेत? सर जॉईन आहेत का मुलं?
नहीं जस्ट चेक कर रहा था, वॉइस क्लियर है ना?
है ना? हाँ, ओके
सर।
ओके। अभी YouTube पे है, कुछ लोग यहाँ पे है, कुछ मैक्सिमम स्टूडेंट्स को YouTube पे दिया है लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग का।
ठीक है ना?
Good afternoon, sir.
सर सर नमस्कार सर।
How are you?
बस अनम्यूट करना पड़ेगा। हैप्पी टीचर्स डे टू यू सर।
Thank you. Same
ओ
to
सॉरी
you.
सॉरी सर
थैंक यू सर। आपका उस
आपको ही
दिन का
बात कर
लेक्चर
रहा हूँ
बहुत
और
अच्छा था।
है ना? हाँ.
I mean, without just check without using slides, you can speak
है ना?
mathematics
हाँ,
also.
ओके।
That's great.
अभी YouTube पे
Try,
है, कुछ
try.
लोग यहाँ पे है, कुछ मैक्सिमम स्टूडेंट्स को YouTube पे
नहीं,
दिया
it
है
was
लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग का।
wonderful. ठीक है ना?
अभी होलंबे सर का हुआ है थोड़ी देर पहले.
आज कोलंबे सर का था क्या? अच्छा, आज मैंने अटेंड नहीं किया।
हाँ.
लास्ट डे तो अटेंड कर लिया था।
हेलो सर, गुड आफ्टरनून।
सर गुड आफ्टरनून सर, कैसे हैं?
बस ठीक है।
Good afternoon, sir.
सर नमस्कार सर, बहुत बहुत बधाई हो टीचर्स डे की। अनम्यूट करना पड़ेगा। हैप्पी टीचर्स डे टू यू सर।
Thank you. Same to you.
थैंक यू सर।
सर, आपको सुनना है अभी।
आपका उस दिन का लेक्चर बहुत अच्छा
क्या
था।
बात कर रहे
है ना? हाँ.
आपको सुनने के
I
लिए
mean, without just check without using slides, you can speak
है ना?
mathematics.
हाँ,
पाटिल साहब वो जज साहब ने
अभी YouTube पे
Try,
है,
try.
कुछ लोग यहाँ पे है, कुछ
हाँ,
दीजिए सर को दिया सर है,
नहीं, it was,
सर अभी
wonderful.
ज्वाइन करेंगे।
ठीक है ना? अच्छा ठीक है।
अभी होलंबे
Good evening, sir. Vyas sir, good evening.
I think he's setting it up.
Yeah. Good
हेलो
evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
हाँ सर, आवाज आ रही है.
आवाज आ रही है
जी सर, जी सर.
वेरी गुड ये पीछे की लाइट थोड़ी बंद करनी
Good evening, sir. Happy Teachers Day.
है थैंक यू फॉर इनवाइटिंग मी इन दिस
Thank you,
लेक्चर
thank you, sir. This is our luck that you are. We could see you, sir, because of Vivek.
I'm
Yeah,
having
very fortunate to have you, sir.
I'm regularly visiting
Yes, sir,
IIT
good evening.
programs, culture programs.
Oh yes.
I think he's setting it up.
Yeah.
व्यास सर, जोशी साहब भी हैं, डायरेक्टर
हाँ।
SGGS नांदेड़.
सर नमस्कार.
नमस्कार नमस्कार जोशी साहब.
हाँ नमस्कार नमस्कार.
यशवंत वी जोशी साहब.
हाँ जी हाँ जी. सर हम शुरू कर देंगे. पाटिल सर.
एक मिनट सर. गुड इवनिंग
हाँ
सर.
सर, आवाज आ रही है.
ऑल राइट आवाज आ रही है.
जी सर, जी सर.
Very
हाँ गौरी.
ये पीछे की लाइट थोड़ी बंद करनी
हाँ गुड इवनिंग सर. हैप्पी टीचर्स डे.
थैंक यू फॉर इनवाइटिंग मी इन दिस
Thank you.
लेक्चर.
Good evening.
Thank you, sir. This is our
First of all, happy
luck that you
Teachers
are.
Day.
So you also
Today,
happy
5th
teachers day.
September.
We could say because of Vivek.
I'm having
Very fortunate to have you, sir.
I'm regularly visiting
Yes, sir,
IIT
good evening.
programs, culture programs.
Oh yes.
I think he's setting it up.
Yeah. Sir, shall we start?
हाँ यस सर.
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, one and all. I am Arun Patil, Dean Students Affairs. Welcome
व्यास सर,
on behalf of SGS
जोशी साहब भी हैं,
to
डायरेक्टर
all of you
SGGS नांदेड़.
for
Sir,
the
namaskar.
Teachers Day celebration.
Namaskar,
It is
namaskar.
actually UPSC chapter of our institute who wanted to dedicate this day by lectures for teachers, and this program is exclusively organized by the students of UPSC chapter, and they wanted to dedicate to the teachers. So I am very thankful to the students, and I am very thankful to the speakers for today's
नमस्कार नमस्कार.
program.
Yashwant
Honorable
V. Joshi
Justice
sir.
G.K.
Haan ji,
Vyas sir and Professor Vivek Vijay from IIT Jodhpur. Professor, so before I start, friends and
सर हम शुरू कर देंगे.
I request all of
Patil
you
sir.
to stand for a minute, sir, to pay
हाँ सर, आवाज आ रही है.
to our
आवाज आ रही है.
ex-president Pranavji Mukherjee. So I request all of you stand in a stand at your position for 1 minute in silence.
ये पीछे की लाइट थोड़ी बंद करनी
Good evening, sir. Happy Teachers Day.
Thank you for inviting me in this
Thank you.
lecture.
Good evening.
Thank you, sir. this is our
First of all, happy
luck that you
Teachers Day.
are.
To you also,
Today,
happy
5th
Teachers Day.
September.
Okay. So we couldn't say this because of Vivek.
I'm having,
We're very fortunate to have you, sir.
I'm regularly visiting
Yes, sir.
IIT
Good evening.
programs, culture programs.
Oh yes.
I think he's setting it up.
Yeah. So shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Good evening, one and all. I am Arun Patil. So now I request Mahima to take
Yes, sir.
over on behalf of AGS.
Joshi
Mahima is our UPSC chapter
Director,
scholar
SU,
studies
Nandya.
for
Sir, namaskar.
Teachers Day celebration.
Namaskar,
It is
namaskar.
actually
Yes, sir.
UPSC chapter of
A
our
very good
institute
evening to
who
each one
wanted
of you
to
present here. And a very
dedicate
happy
this
Teachers Day
day
from my
by
side and the entire UPSC
lectures
chapter and the entire
uh,
SGGS family.
for
I'm Mahima
teachers,
Kadve
and this
on the
program is
behalf
exclusively
of
organized
entire
by
UPSC
the
chapter.
students
Welcome
of
each
UPSC
one of
chapter,
you in today's
and they
interactive
wanted to
session
dedicate
on
to
the occasion
the
Joint
I'm
Coordinator,
regularly visiting
Mangesh
Yes, sir.
IIT
Good evening.
programs, culture programs.
Librarian, Sakshi
Oh, yes.
Kulkarni,
I think
and
he's
Settler,
setting it up.
Anurag Barapati.
So shall we start?
Last but not
Yes,
least,
sir.
I'd like to
Okay.
Thank you very
welcome
much, sir.
all the faculty
Thank you.
participants,
Good evening,
students,
one and all.
and
I am
everyone
Arun
in the
Patil.
field and
So now I
watching
request
us
Mahima to take
Yes,
over
sir.
on behalf of AGS.
Welcome
Joshi
Mahima is
all
our
our
UPSC
guests.
chapter scholar
SU,
studies
Nandya.
for
Sir,
Teachers
namaskar.
Day
I'd
celebration.
like to
Namaskar,
start
It is
namaskar.
actually
today's session reading Yes, out sir. the
UPSC
preamble.
chapter
A
of our
very good
institute
evening to
who
each one
wanted
of you
to
present here. And a very
dedicate
happy
this
Teachers Day
day
from my
by
side and the entire UPSC chapter
lectures
and the entire SGGS family.
for
I'm
teachers,
Mahima Kadve
and this
on the
program is
behalf
exclusively
of
organized
entire
by
democratic republic and secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. Thank you very much. Now, I'd like to start this session by inviting the Dean of Academics, Professor Hollam, to kindly enlighten us with his words of wisdom on the occasion of Teachers' Day. Horambe, sir.
Horambe, sir.
Horambe, sir.
We'll proceed.
Pardon? Sir, I think there is
Yeah,
some
we'll proceed.
connection issue.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mahima, we proceed.
So I'd like to request.
Yeah, okay,
so-
okay.
Yes, sir.
Hold it there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
mic was mute.
Okay, okay, sir.
Can I start?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
So, chief guest of today's function, Justice Mr. G.K. Vyas, Professor Vivek Vijay, our Director, Honorable Professor Y.V. Joshi, Dean Students Affairs, Professor E.R. Patil, Dean IT, Professor Pakre, and dear students. In our Indian culture, we celebrate today we are celebrating Teachers' Day, and we have high regards to the teachers in our Indian culture. The reason is we get the knowledge and information from teachers or gurus, and the knowledge and information is a thread of life. I would like to say few lines which are in Sanskrit about the teacher. Dhyan Moolam Gurur Murti, Puja Moolam Gurur Padma, Mantra Moolam Gurur Vakya, Moksha Moolam Gurur Karpa. So Guru is respected beyond God. Once Sant Kabir was asked whether whether I should worship to God or Guru. He said that you should worship to Guru because he gives or he shows the path how to meet to God. So that is the culture of our India, how Guru is respected. So only in the ancient time or up to now, if we see, the gurus are considered to be the source of knowledge. There was no other source available for our studies or getting the information about our knowledge. So Guru was considered to be the main source of our knowledge and information. So Guru was highly respected and worshipped. But nowadays, if we see, the Google has become now Guru. So the situation of Guru has become very difficult. How to sustain, how to get the respect of students from the or respect from the students as a teacher or as a Guru. So it is we have to struggle very hard, and we have to work very hard to keep our position at a good level. So this is very important for today's life, and I respect students. Actually, students I consider, even if the gurus, if we see, sometimes Guru is not able to provide whatever is expected. For example, in our ancient stories, Eklavya, Dronacharya did not provide actually any knowledge to Eklavya, but he worshipped him as a Guru and studied the Vidya of archery, and in as a respect, he gave the thumb, which is actually the main finger by which it can be used. So he lost almost the whole whatever he has learned. So this is the respect students give to the teacher, even they do not learn or learn a little bit. So I respect or I give more respect to students than teachers. So this is a little bit which I wanted to tell you on this occasion. Thank you very much. This is from my side.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening words and inspiring words there. Now, I'd like to request our director, sir, Y.V. Joshi, sir, to kindly enlighten us with a few words on the occasion of Teachers' Day. Professor Y.V. Joshi, sir.
Good afternoon, Honorable G.K. Vyas ji, Professor Vivek Vijay, Professor Golambe, Professor A.R. Patil, all other faculty colleagues, and dear student friends. First of all, let me wish you all a very happy Teachers' Day. As was conveyed by Professor Golambe, that students are also teaching to the teachers. Sometimes teachers learn from their students, and which is a continuous process. all the teachers are actually continuous learners, and those who stop learning, actually, in my opinion, are not the teachers. The teachers are expected to continuously learn, and they learn from all sources. And
To introduce our audience about his achievements. Vivek Vijay sir is working as an assistant professor with the Department of Mathematics at the Indian Institute of Technology, Jodhpur, IIT Jodhpur. As a researcher, he works broadly in the areas of machine learning and categorical data analysis. Before joining IIT Jodhpur, he was working at the Sintel Incorporation as manager derivative. He has also worked at the Goa Institute of Management as assistant professor and as a lecturer at the Birla Institute of Technology and Science, Pilani, also known as BITS Pilani, Goa campus. He has a hobby of writing poems and articles on issues of social impact. Sir has earned a doctorate PhD on the subject of philosophy from the Department of Mathematics from the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. In the year 2007, Sir has earned a lot of laurels and awards, which include Best Faculty Award from IIT Jodhpur in the year 2014 and Research Fellowship from CSIR from the Government of India. Sir has 14 general publications to his credit and many projects working under him. Sir has also had 5 students completed PhD under his guidance. We are truly blessed to have such a dignitary amongst us. I'd like to request Vivek Vijay sir to kindly enlighten us and guide us on the topic, the purpose of education, mental balance. Vivek Vijay sir.
Please unmute. Vivek, please unmute.
Hey, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I think I'm audible now.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Yes, sir.
fine. Thank you very much for such a nice introduction, and thanks to SDGS College for giving me opportunity to speak on this topic, which is very close to my heart, purpose of education. And we'll try to prove, as a mathematician, we all only believe in proofs. So I'll try to prove that the purpose of education will come out to be mental balance finally. Honorable Justice Vyasji, whose support is always with us, and whose blessings are kind of guiding force for us. And YV Joshi Saab, the director of the institute, Olambe Saab, the dean academics, and my very close friend Dr. A.R. Patil. So before I talk on this, I'll request you to please stop this presentation from your side so that I can present my slides. I have a few slides prepared on this topic because it's slightly non-conventional, and the purpose of education is what I'm trying to speak. So, Patil sir?
Presentation, I think I'm not presenting anything.
It is from your side, the Constitution of India.
Oh, just a minute. Huh?
Yeah. So it'll be easy to showcase the slides.
No, maybe, but I am unable to see my presentation here. If I go in,
Is it? No issue.
पाके सरांनी केलं सर पाटील सर
So, sir, Vivek, you try yourself. Start your presentation automatically. It may go. Can you try your presentation, Vivek?
Yeah, let me try. Yes. Can you see this?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So great. So, all right. So I'll start and we'll speak a few minutes on this very topic, the purpose of education, mental balance. So actually in India, and this is completely in Indian context, and when we are celebrating Teachers' Day, the importance of teacher or role of teacher can also be seen from here. So the purpose of education in ancient India, if you see, it started with these two very important objectives. if you talk about the entire system was based on balancing the society. So if somebody was on top of the pyramid and somebody was on bottom of the pyramid, the job of the teacher was to pick this fellow and take him to that level. And so the teacher was given the role of excellence, that you need to create a platform for everyone so that people can reach up to the level of excellence. So these two things started with balancing the society. Resourceful people and resourceless people, they should these resourceful people should give resources to resourceless people, and they should try to uplift themselves. So that was a kind of balancing the society, and that task was given to education system. It is not that only the ancient education system was defined like this, but in today's world, if you see this, people are talking about National Education Policy 2020 or new education policy. If you look at it, again, you will see the same target. The target is defined to be, what is the target of education? It is clearly written, human excellence. And that's what the task given to the teachers at that time. So again, the target is human excellence. They have defined human excellence clearly, but yes, human excellence in our context, in Indian context, is slightly different than Western context. And we'll get a clear cut meaning from here. So now, what is the basis? So this basis of human excellence, they have given three words: Gyan, Pragya, Satya, knowledge, wisdom, and truth. So these are the words in which the education is a kind of periphery. And the creator or the center of this is teacher. As Holambe sir was speaking about teachers, I mean, they really played great role early in the society, and now again it is coming back. So dignity, respect, and autonomy, they are the playing the center role for a teacher. And the teacher imparts the knowledge which takes any person to the level of excellence. That's what the target of education. That's what the purpose of education. So I'm saying that the purpose of education is to take anyone to the level of excellence, and then we will see how excellence is connected with mental balance. So this is today's world. If you go back again to ancient world, you will connect with these two. What happens and where is the difference? Shiksha is the word connected with Western education system. In Western education system, the only thing which is taught, or which is for which the students are being educated, is called as Apara Vidya, which is also named as Shiksha. Here what we have, this Vidya is divided into two components. One is called as spiritual wisdom, and it is very important. What we are missing today is this component. So Paravidya and Aparavidya, when the two are balanced, then we call it as an education system. Unfortunately, what we are speaking today, how we are speaking today, although we are connecting through technology, but it can only train people, and the training is second part, Aparavidya. You take a book, read from the book, whatever knowledge you gain, although they call it as knowledge, but I'll call it as information. Whatever information you get, that information will not be very useful unless you have spiritual wisdom, at least in the context of our country. So in our country, education is defined as a balance between the culture and civilization. Culture comes through spiritual wisdom, and civilization comes through secular science. Unfortunately, in today's era, and we are now going back through this NEP 2020, again going back to this particular definition, but in today's era, what we see, the current education system provides huge information from this side, from civilization side. We are missing the spiritual wisdom. And if it is inculcated, again we'll go back to our complete system. Why I'm talking about this, and I told you that the system, the education system was created to balance the society. If you look at it, if guru is not doing this, if teacher is not doing this, then the teacher will be called as culprit. And I'm using this word. Look at it. These two things were used. The king had to make sure that all the resources should reach to the last man of the society. That was the job given to the king. Ek raja hota tha, ek brahman hota tha, ek guru hota tha. So the king, the job of king was very simple. That he had to make sure that nobody sleeps hungry. No, everybody should have clothes. Everybody should have food. Everybody should have shelter. And that is the meaning of materialistic upliftment. जिसके पास resources है, वो जाकर के resource दे और उसको uplift करे. But on the other hand, this materialistic upliftment we can understand in terms of civilization. But this upliftment was not sufficient because it might give a temporary a temporary relief to the last man of the society, but it doesn't give permanent relief. So for permanent relief, they had another system, and that system was our education system. So what this teacher used to do, this Brahmin had to make sure that the knowledge should reach to the last man of the society. And why knowledge should reach? Because knowledge can give that last man an opportunity to uplift himself to reach to the level of excellence. So if you want to reach to human excellence, see, this is easily possible in this country, and probably Justice Vyas Sahab will correct me if I am wrong, that in this country it is possible. And if you see, look at the best president of this country, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, comes for a very poor community. Look at the best prime minister so far in our country. I mean, it may be debatable, but the current prime minister in our country, if you look at it, automatically you will see that it gives, yes, our education system gives opportunity to the last man to reach to the top level of the pyramid. And that's what the education system is. So what it does, it basically takes you from one place to another place. If you are at a very lower level, it is able to take you to the highest level. So, and the question is now, if it is so, the question is, how do we excel? This question remains as it is. What should we do in our education system so that our students excel? Or what should our students do so that they excel? So for excellence, one of the great thinker, he gave this definition. And it will come from the purpose of education as well. So Dr. Pranav Pandya, he is Chancellor of Dev Sanskrit University, also a great saint. So he says, excellence is the result of working positively on the external compulsions and the internal compulsions. Read these two words. External compulsions are situation, family, society, world. You cannot change them overnight. जिस परिस्थिति में मैं पैदा हुआ हूँ उसी में रहूंगा. My society will remain as it is. My family will remain as it is. So those external compulsions are there. But then at the same time, I have my own desires. Why can't I become prime minister of the country? Why can't I become president of the country? So that internal compulsions are also there. And what is education? Education is the balance between the two. See, you cannot just leave overnight one, or you cannot leave overnight this one. Internal compulsions अगर छोड़ देंगे तो डिप्रेस हो जाएगा, टेंशन होगी, स्ट्रेस हो जाएगा. एंड एक्सटर्नल कंपल्शंस को अगर छोड़ देंगे तो कनेक्टिविटी लूज कर देंगे. बाहर वालों को भी नहीं छोड़ना है, अंदर वालों को भी नहीं छोड़ना है. तो इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ बैलेंस बिटवीन them. And when you have a complete balance, then you can call yourself educated. And that's what we mean by this particular word. So actually the key is balance. If you want to reach to the highest level, the key is balance. Why the key is balance? This is in our context when we're talking in India. Why this balance is required? Because we're talking about two things: Paravidya, Aparavidya, spiritual wisdom and the dark science. Both are important. I'm not saying that anyone is less important, having less importance. Both are equally important. And what we need is the balance between the two. One gives spiritual wisdom, gives culture, and the second one will give. So external and internal compulsions will come together and make a perfect being. And these two things, which one is seen as science, which is here. If you look at it, we call a normal human being if he is not right skewed or left skewed. I mean, we use in our statistics, we use this as normal distribution curve. But that normal curve is like normal means you're not left skewed, you're not right skewed. So first you have to become normal, and that's what science says, that you be normal, and science. If you look at education, education makes you normal from scientific angle. But what spirituality says, that you cannot sit idle if you're normal in Indian context, because in India, another picture will make you clear. Even if you want to sit idle, there will be deviations around. बहुत सारे लोग होंगे जो विचलित करेंगे, इधर से भी आवाज आ रही, इधर से भी आवाज आ रही, एक इधर पकड़ के खींच रहा है, दूसरा उधर पकड़ के खींच रहा है. Sitting in that deviation, if you want to sit cool, calm, then you need spiritual wisdom. So both are equally required, and therefore you need a mental balance. And by the way, this is not, today we are talking about this mental balance, but this is how the education system started. So I'm giving a few more examples. Dharma started, probably we have 5,000 years old book, and which says that Krishna was considered to be the greatest teacher. If you look at Bhagavad Gita is considered to be the best guide, and Krishna is considered to be the best teacher. Whom he is giving the education? Look at him, Arjuna. Why I am saying that in Indian context you require both? Because Arjun had everything with him. क्या नहीं था उसके पास में? All the weapons with him. Krishna did not give a single weapon to Arjun in the battlefield. What Krishna gave? Only knowledge. Everything was available with Arjun. So if today I say that I have read these many books, I have read 500 books, somebody says I have read 5,000 books, fine, that's okay. But if you do not have spiritual wisdom, then you cannot fight. And that's what Arjuna says. Everything was there with him, but still he says, no, boss, I cannot fight. Guru, give me the knowledge. Tell me how should I fight? And then he gives him spiritual wisdom. And what is that spiritual wisdom? He says one thing, last, samatvam yoga uchyate. Don't worry about anything else, but keep a balance, a perfect balance between these two things. Internally जो अब अंदर से आवाज आ रही है, वो ये है कि don't fight. बाहर से जो आवाज आ रही है, वो है fight. So keep a balance between the two, and then go ahead. So he says samatvam. This samatva word is a perfect balance. So there, 5,000 years ago, Krishna, the best guru, said, go and have a balance in your life. After that, 2,500 years ago, Mahavir Swami comes, he also says same thing. Samyak, samyak, samyak. And that samyak is nothing but the balance. Knowledge, balance honi chahiye, philosophy honi chahiye, and character balance. Not only him, but simultaneously there was another saint, another guru, Buddha. He also said same thing, samyak, samyak, samyak. And this samyak word is what is balance. So all our gurus, what I am trying to show is not related to any dharma, any spirituality, but they all showed a path of mental balance, that you require a mental balance. Then only you can excel in your life. And what is balance? See, a lot of people say when I am saying balance, do you want us to compromise from our principles? No, I am not talking about that. And education system does not talk about that. Balance is actually sacrifice and not compromise. See all these pictures. This is what is balance. So what is sacrifice and what is compromise? You're not compromising from your principles. You are guided by your principles, but still you are getting. So what is the difference between sacrifice and compromise? And how do you balance your life? So actually, there were two things. I said, one is paristhiti, the outside condition. Second is desires, the inside condition. तो वो क्या होगा? कोई भी कॉमन मैन क्या करेगा? नहीं भाई हम नहीं पढ़ सकते, हम IAS की तैयारी नहीं कर सकते. So leave it. Then what will you do? नहीं हमारे पास पैसा नहीं है कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट पे जाने का. Then you leave it. Then what to do? According to condition, you have to change your desires. You have to change your dream. According to condition, if you change your dream, the same continues forever, then it is compromise. Repeating again. They both start from the same initial condition. According to condition, you have to change your dream. But if you remain with your condition forever, if you remain forever with your conditions, then it is compromise. And परिस्थितियों के अनुसार आपने अपना ड्रीम बदल लिया, थोड़े दिन में ऐसी कंडीशन ले आओ कि परिस्थितियां बदल जाए और ड्रीम वापस से परस्यू कर लो. दैट इज व्हाट इज सैक्रिफाइस. So sacrifice is one step beyond than compromise, and that's what exactly the balance is. That you need to change yourself according to conditions, and then after getting inside the condition, you need to change the conditions according to your goal, and then you're done. That is what the perfect balance. We also require balance. And why do we need balance? Because education also teaches us balance among these 5 senses. So 5 senses. One is connectedness. These are the purposes of education, and you require balance everywhere. So if you have mental balance among these 5, then 5 senses, then you're done. Connectedness. You should have a common sense while connecting with people. You should have your capability expansion. I'm not talking in details of everything. I mean, you can read in detail. That this sense is important from every area, every corner. So sense of connectedness, sense of purpose, sense of capability. जितनी capabilities हैं, हम उतना ही ड्रीम बनाएं. Slowly ड्रीम के अकॉर्डिंग अगर ड्रीम बढ़ा है, तो कैपेबिलिटी का एक्सपांशन करते रहें. कोई स्ट्रेस नहीं होगा, कोई टेंशन नहीं होगा. एजुकेशन का पहला पर्पज यही है कि हमारे पास जो भी है, whatever resources we have, We should be happy with those resources. We should not be stressed. Probably conditions ऐसी आ गई हमारे पास, अनफॉर्चुनेटली हम जहाँ बैठे हैं वहां भी सभी जगह की ऐसी कंडीशन है, हर कोई दुखी है। एजुकेशन सिस्टम जो टॉप पे जा रहा है, जो किसी भी इंस्टीट्यूशन में टॉप पे, वो अपने आप को कंपेयर कर रहा है किसी दूसरे से। जो यहाँ पे यहाँ टॉप पे है, वो दूसरी जगह पे टॉप से कंपेयर कर रहा है। वो जो वहां है, वो किसी तीसरे से टॉप पे कंपेयर कर रहा है। तो व्हाई टू कंपेयर? दिस कंपैरिजन शुड बी विद द सेल्फ। और जब सेल्फ के साथ में कंपैरिजन होगा ना, तब हमको लगेगा कि सारी चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट है। कनेक्टिविटी विद पीपल, कैपेबिलिटी का एक्सपांशन, पर्पस, हमारा पर्पस उसके अकॉर्डिंग होना चाहिए जो हमारी कैपेबिलिटी है। रिसोर्सफुलनेस, whether you are resourceful or not. And finally, the very important thing is academic culture, which is what we are missing when we are trying to provide the online education, which I call as online training. Online can be only training, not education. So academic culture is something which automatically people learn when they talk to each other, when they are living with each other, when they are sharing their thoughts with each other. That academic culture is what is also required, and therefore you require a complete balance of perfect balance of these 5 things. What you will get after that? So if you have a mental balance, if you have a perfect balance, then what will you get? If suppose somebody has spiritual wisdom and somebody doesn't have spiritual wisdom, then what he is going to lose, what he or she going to lose? So they lose this, that the one who has spiritual wisdom will respond to the situation, will not react. And what is the difference between response and reaction? Let me tell you a very simple example. This is very important for all students are listening to it. This is very important for all the students. For a mental balance, this is a perfect example. Somebody was, एक वो hotel था, उसमें there were 4 ladies sitting, and then suddenly उसकी एक की साड़ी के ऊपर एक cockroach आ गया. This story I read in one of the yogis book. So वो cockroach आ गया, तो उसने वो साड़ी को एकदम से झटकारा, इस तरीके से झटका दिया, तो वो दूसरे की साड़ी पे चला गया, वो दूसरे की से तीसरे की पे चला गया. So they were playing with each other, and suddenly वो लास्ट वाली ने जब उसको झटकारा, तो वो वेटर के पास चला गया. Now what waiter does? वो उसको कपड़े से ऐसे उठाया और उठा करके डस्टबिन में डाल दिया. Now everybody is trying to throw the cockroach away, but then what is the difficulty? First was reaction. साड़ी से हटाना रिएक्शन था, और वो रिएक्शन में क्या हुआ? When you react to the situation, your problem becomes somebody else's problem. Look at it. जब आप रिएक्ट करते हो तो आपने गाली दे दी उसकी गाली पे, तो वो किसी दूसरे को गाली चली गई. उसने आपको कुछ बोला, आपने उसको कुछ बोल दिया. This is reaction. If you respond to it, and how do you respond? Take a pause for 30 seconds. सोच लो, सोच करके जो बोला गया है उसने क्या किया? उसने भी थोड़ी अपने पास रखा, कॉकरोच को उठाया, फेंक दिया, प्रॉब्लम खत्म. दिस इज व्हाट यू नीड टू लर्न, दैट एंड मेंटल बैलेंस विल टेल यू दिस थिंग. You will become responsible rather than blamer. I don't need to speak much about it. I mean, you can easily understand, self-explainable. And you will not speak about, people who are इसने वो कर दिया, उसने ये कर दिया. It's fine. I mean, you take the responsibility. Okay, fine. What kind of responsibility? That whatever is being done, let me take part in that. So you become responsible, not blamer. You create the value of your work. See, we have what is written over here. We are born to be happy, not to be perfect. अगर perfect नहीं होगा तो चलेगा, पर अगर happy नहीं होगा तो नहीं चलेगा. Perfect नहीं होगा तो it's okay, but happiness होना चाहिए. And why do we need happiness? Suppose करो कि बहुत सारे लोग एक साथ में they go to the Mount Everest, and somebody reaches to the Mount Everest and all others are behind him. They could not reach along with him. So तो वो happiness किसके साथ में share करेगा? Rather if they all go, और वो बीच में कहीं पे एक जगह पे जाकर के बैठ गए मस्ती से, so that happiness is more required in your social life rather than being perfect. So that creates value. So value creation कैसे होगा इसमें? Value creation ऐसे पता लगेगा, मेरी value का पता कैसे लगेगा? मेरी पॉकेट में कितना पैसा इससे पता नहीं लगेगा. मेरे अराउंड जो लोग हैं उनमें से कितनों के चेहरे पे खुशी है, उससे पता लगेगा मेरी वैल्यू क्या है. Do people really want to come to me, or they are coming to me because I am sitting on a chair? Think about it. If you feel that people are get attracted to you, they will only get attracted if they feel some. So that happiness is very important. So you create value. What it also tells us. So I'm talking only about education. What it also teaches us. The life will become balanced everywhere. If you have both the spiritual wisdom and the dark science, then you have everything in your life. you will have the spiritual value, you will have physical value, you will have everything, every strength in your life. And that's what is the holistic growth. Why do we need holistic growth? Remember one thing that somebody said it very nicely, that a country is measured by ability and potential of its youth. यूथ के अंदर जो एबिलिटी और पोटेंशियल है उससे कंट्री का मेजरमेंट है, उसकी ग्रोथ का मेजरमेंट है. हमारे अगर यूथ के अंदर एबिलिटी और पोटेंशियल है तो दैट विल बी शोन बाय दीज क्वालिटीज. दे कैन नॉट जस्ट run in one direction. Only earning will not make much sense, but you have to earn in all directions, and that's what is holistic growth. So finally, I mean, although it can be expanded, this formula of holistic growth can be expanded, but I'm just keeping it low, just mentioning over here that our education system, if followed properly, then it will give you growth in every direction. Finally, a formula of happiness which I learned, and we also discussed in our fraternity, and that formula is given by my guru, my mentor, and he says follow USA. And what is USA? Let me tell you, this is the formula of mental stability, mental balance. And what is USA? USA is not United States of America. We are not following, in any case, that civilization. We have culture with us. So what it says, 10 minutes for you, 20 minutes for S, and 30 minutes for A. And biggest formula for happiness and mental balance. We have practiced. And whatever you get in your life, you will be happy, at least by doing so. So what does it mean? It means sit with yourself for 10 minutes. It is formula for 1 hour. Sit with yourself for 10 minutes. What we are losing today, we sit with everyone but not with ourselves. हम सबके साथ में बैठेंगे तो सबको जानेंगे. What happened actually? Once I was in IIT Bombay. Probably Patil Saab knows it. The story. It's a true story. There was a friend of ours named Narendra Singh, and he was doing PhD with us. And this fellow comes one day, and he was slightly depressed. And everybody asked him what happened.
Narendra Gharia.
Narendra Gharia, yes, right. So he was sitting depressed, and then somebody asked him what happened. So what happened actually, he was trying to compare himself with all others. He was a very good actor, he was a very good singer. He was trying to compare himself with others. So वो अचानक से वो बोलता है, I don't know this much differential equation which you know. I don't know this much linear algebra which Patil you know. I don't know this much statistics. So he was comparing everyone. But then somebody came and said, but we do not know how much acting you do. We do not know the way you can sing a song. So until we sit with ourselves, until we introspect ourselves, we won't realize how much potential we have. अगर हमारे पोटेंशियल का हमको पता नहीं लगेगा तो इस गाड़ी में कितना डीजल है ये पता नहीं लगेगा तो ड्राइवर कैसे उसको चलाएगा, किस कॉन्फिडेंस से चलाएगा. तो हमारा पोटेंशियल that should be understood by us. So that is first part. 10 minutes, sit with yourself, whatever name you give, meditation, sitting with sun and whatever it is, but sit with yourself. Think, introspect yourself for 10 minutes. Second part is sadhana. This sadhana is read for 20 minutes. I will not go into details of it, but read for 20 minutes. All those people whom you call ideals, they are your others people. उनको पढ़ लो. बहुत सारे लोग हैं. Take Maharashtra is full of those big people. शिवाजी राजे से लेकर के और तुकाराम तक, सेंट लीसॉस, तीनों हमारे गजानन महाराज के बारे में पढ़ो, साईं बाबा के बारे में पढ़ो. Whatever you read about these people who have really struggled in their life. उससे क्या होगा? उससे ये होगा कि फिर हमें हमारा स्ट्रगल बहुत छोटा लगने लगेगा. And then we'll really be balanced. The last thing is आराधना. This is A. 30 minutes. Do आराधना. हमको जो मिला है उसको लोगों को बांटने की कोशिश करें. Somebody came to me, a student of mine, and he says, "Sir, मेरे पास तो कुछ नहीं है, मैं क्या दूं?" हमने कहा, वो किसी ने पेड़ लगाया, उसको जाके पानी तो दे सकते हो, किसी को खुशी तो दे सकते हो, और कुछ नहीं तो चेहरा स्माइलिंग फेस तो रख सकते हो. And that's what is. It will be measured through your smiling face. If you really are following the purpose of education, the mental balance, then it will be seen on your face. वो smiling face अपने आप नजर आ जाएगा, और वो तब दिखाई देगा when we are following. And this is a very simple law. 1 hour प्रैक्टिस करो. स्टूडेंट लाइफ में किया तो बहुत फल देगा आगे जाकर के. अगर स्टूडेंट लाइफ में नहीं कर पाए तो आगे जाकर के तो फिर आदत नहीं होती. सो रिपीटिंग USA, उपासना फॉर 10 मिनट्स, साधना फॉर 20 मिनट्स एंड आराधना फॉर 30 मिनट्स. ग्रुप बना करके मस्ती करो, ब्लड डोनेट करो किसी को जाकर के, कहीं पेड़ में पानी दो, कहीं पे जाकर के पौधे लगाओ. कुछ भी ऐसा करो जिससे खुद के चेहरे पे खुशी आए, दूसरों के चेहरों पे खुशी आए. दैट इज व्हाट द पर्पस or value of your work, whatever you have done. And this is the model which we are following. youth, if educated, sensitive, healthy, and self-reliant, then the nation will be powerful, developed, happy, and prosperous. So if you're youth, you think about yourself, you introspect whether you're following all these directions or not. Finally, I would end with this quote of Guru. He says, "You can only give what you have with you. You can only give what you have with you. And that is the reason your smiling face is a responsibility and not just the right. चेहरा खुश होना ही चाहिए, तभी आसपास के एनवायरनमेंट में खुशी होगी, एनवायरनमेंट में हैप्पीनेस होगी, और एनवायरनमेंट को हैप्पीनेस रखना हमारी रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. बिकॉज एज अ यूथ ऑफ दिस कंट्री, आई एम, even if a single individual, I am 1/140 crore proportion of this country. So it is my responsibility to take care of that 1/140 crore proportion of this country. And if we feel that way, then we are really educated. I think I'm done from my side. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Your lecture was very thought-provoking and of great importance. I'm sure आपके lecture से बहुत से लोगों का perspective towards of education and importance of education change हुआ होगा. मेरा भी हुआ है. Thank you so much, sir, for guiding us. Thank you very, very much, sir. Now it's time to invite our second dignitary to speak and to guide us for today. I'd like to invite Justice Gopal Krishna Vyas, sir. I'd like to take a moment and let our audience know about his achievements and glory. Okay. So Justice Gopal Krishna Vyas, sir, did his early schooling at Bikaner. Thereafter, he did his graduation from Dangar College of Bikaner and obtained the degree of LLB in the year 1980. He started legal practice at Bikaner in the year 1980 and remained there till 1985 with his senior advocate Pandit Lakshmi Narayan Purohit. On 1st April 1985, he shifted to Jodhpur and started legal practice in criminal, civil and constitutional matters at High Court, Jodhpur. He did hard work day in and day out while contesting the matters in the branch of law, that is, civil, criminal and writ, specifically dealing with the constitutional and service matters. He was appointed by the state government as Assistant Government Advocate, and then he was posted as Deputy Government Advocate at the Rajasthan High Court, Jodhpur, and remained as such till 1990. While practicing as lawyer and while holding the key position of Deputy Government Advocate, he always put in his entire endeavor to defend his client. He used to work so hard that he used to pick up every work from the grassroots level and did not used to take rest until his accomplishment is being reached. This is the greatest principle that we can learn from him. He grew while seeing the marvels of hard work with zeal and enthusiasm. On 13th June 2005, he was elevated as judge of the Rajasthan High Court with his impeccable credentials. His Lordship's Justice Shri G.K. Vyas sir, ever since his elevation, has delivered various landmark reportable judgments. He has decided numerous public interest litigations, PIL, windowing the rights of citizens, and has given new horizon to the justice delivery system. Thousands of criminal and civil cases have been decided by him. Justice Vyas is also fond of music and astrology. Presently, he is the senior most judge of Rajasthan High Court and is also the chairman of Rajasthan Judicial Academy, Jodhpur. The last but not the least, Justice Shri Vyas is the strong believer of the principles of Lord Krishna, karma. He has done his karma with dignity and honesty. Justice Shri Vyas has set glorious example and paved the way for everybody that one can, while starting right from the root, reach its goal by hard labor with honesty and dignity. Justice Shri Vyas quotes, "The heart of education is the education of heart." He has shown that the art of living is the art of growing. Hence, he says that grow more and live more. One can see in him the poetry of life through the loving eye of soul. We learn a lesson from him that one can climb a mountain with his commitment and action of presence. We are truly delighted to have such a great dignitary with us amongst us. So I'd like to invite Justice G.K. Vyas sir, who would be able to guide us on the topic Constitutional Remedies to Protect Fundamental Rights. G.K. Vyas sir.
First of all, I want to correct some fact. At present, I am ex-judge of Rajasthan High Court. I was superannuated. I was retired from after completing 13 years. But at present, I am very much connected with the legal fraternity. And today, I am very thankful to the students and the institution Sri Guru Govind Singh Ji, Engineering and Technology, Nanded, for inviting me to address and to say something about constitutional remedy. I am very thankful to Mr. Jaswant V. Joshi Sahib, Vivek also. He's from IIT Jodhpur. First of all, today, I want to congratulate and give my regards to all the teachers. And before commencing my lecture, I want to express my thanks by way of my poem, which is written by me yesterday for this program. I have communicated to Vivek also. Kindly listen that very small poem for teachers. Respect. शिक्षकों को नमन, जन्म देने वाली जननी दुनिया में पहली शिक्षक है, जीवन के मूल्य समझ बताए वो पिता दूसरे शिक्षक हैं, लक्ष्य भेद कर आगे चलने की शिक्षा की राह दिखाता है, ज्ञान और शिक्षा से शिक्षक आकार जीवन को देता है, इसीलिए दुनिया में शिक्षक वंदन करने लायक है, वंदन करने लायक है। शिष्य का जीवन सुखमय हो, ये प्रण जो लेकर चलते हैं, ज्ञान प्रदाता शिक्षक दुनिया में आदर के लायक होते हैं, ज्ञान के गंगा बहाने वाले शिक्षक संकट मोचन होते हैं, बीज से अंकुरित होकर जब हम कोख से बाहर आते हैं, पिता की छत्र छाया में संस्कार की शिक्षा पाते हैं, फिर अपना भविष्य बनाने को शिक्षक की शरण में जाते हैं, ज्ञान की लौ जलाकर शिक्षक पारस की तरह परखते हैं, कांटों को राहों से कैसे हटाएं शिक्षक ही समझाते हैं, साहस संयम विश्वास जगाकर हमको बढ़ना सिखलाते हैं, शिक्षक दिवस के पावन अवसर पर हम उनके चरणों को धोते हैं, शीश झुकाकर शिक्षकों के चरणों में जीवन को सफल बनाते हैं। ये छोटी सी मैंने पोएम लिखी है। Yesterday I wrote this poem for to give my regards to the teachers. Now I want to commence the lecture. What do you mean by fundamental rights? What are the fundamental rights? The Constitution of India was framed by the Constituent Assembly headed by Sri Bhimrao Ambedkar. After independence, it was felt necessary to follow some administrative procedure. And for democracy, it is necessary that some agency or some method should be adopted, was required to be adopted for the purpose of administration and to rule the country. There are two types of system, one parliamentary type of government and second presidential type of government. Our farmers of the Constitution, they adopted parliamentary type of government. After study of the number of constitution of world, they framed our Gita. I can say the Constitution is not a Constitution, a simple book, but it is a Gita for every citizen. And in the Constitution, the rights were given to the citizens, fundamental rights, and there are some duties were imposed upon the state as well as upon the citizens. What are the fundamental rights? Every citizen of country is entitled to live his life with freedom and has a right of equality, has a right of religion, has a right of education, has a right of religion, and there is one more fundamental right which is known as right to constitutional remedies. Under Article 32 and Article 35. What is constitutional remedy and why this right is given to the citizens? Fundamental right is given to all the citizens, but in the event of violation of their fundamental right, what can be a remedy for the available to the citizen? It is specifically provided in the Constitution under Article 32 as well as under Article 2 to 6 of the Constitution of India. Under Article 2 to 6 of the Constitution of India, the High Court can exercise these powers so as to protect the fundamental right of the citizens. And the state High Court has the power to direct the state administration or state government to provide relief and all the benefits available to the citizens, for which the citizens are entitled. Article 2 to 6 of the Constitution of India is a power of writ issued by which can be issued by the Rajasthan High Court or the High Court of other states. Under Article 2 to 6 of the Constitution of India, there are 5 types of writs. Suppose a person is illegally detained. Recently, in Uttar Pradesh, you might have read one news about Dr. Kafil Khan. He was in the detention under NSA Act, but a preferred writ petition before Uttar Pradesh High Court, UP High Court, and under Article 2 to 6 of the Constitution of India, he have made a submission that I have been illegally detained by the government. There are no grounds. There is no reason to set me in the detention. The High Court exercised its power, and after taking into consideration all the facts and all the material available on record produced by the government which is used for the purpose of detention, held that it is a question of personal liberty. A citizen is having personal liberty to leave, and after perusing entire the facts, an order was passed by the High Court, and the order of detention was quashed, meaning thereby a right of freedom given to the citizen was protected by the High Court under Article 2 to 6 of the Constitution of India. This is the constitutional right given to the citizen to file petition before High Court in the event of violation of their fundamental right. What is fundamental right? Fundamental right, a person after his birth has a right to enjoy within the limitation. Everybody is equal before the state. Unfortunately, right to equality, at present, everybody is asking about right to equality. But I'm sorry to say that citizens are not performing their duties. Sometimes we are regularly listening that all persons are asking that we are entitled to get benefit of appointment to the public, all policies should be for us only. But my humble request to all the citizens, and more specifically to the students, life minus labor is equal to 0, and life minus discipline is equal to 0. It must be followed by the students in life. If they will follow this principle, then they can get each and every fundamental right provided by the Constitution, which is their birthright. But in the violation of fundamental right, there are 2 remedies. One, under Article 2 to 6 of the Constitution of India, and second, under Article 32 of the Constitution of India. A person can directly approach to the Supreme Court under Article 32 of the Constitution of India. He can brought to the notice of Supreme Court that look at here, sir, my fundamental right is breached by the authorities concerned. But whether this power can be exercised by against a company or a private institution, no, this right cannot be exercised by the courts to issue any writ against the private institutions. But sometime if the institutions are aided institution or some kind of assistance is given by the government, the court can exercise its power under Article 12 of the Constitution of India, where the state definition of the state is provided for the purpose of issuing writ. There are 5 types of writs. Number 1, habeas corpus. Second, mandamus. Third, certiorari. Fourth, prohibition, and fifth, covenant. What is habeas corpus? If a person is illegally detained, he can file a petition under Article 2 to 6 of the Constitution of India before High Court. So also he can file a petition before Supreme Court under Article 32 of the Constitution of India. But normally, every person within their jurisdiction in the state filing petition before High Court under Article 2 to 6 of the Constitution of India so as to get protection by the court about their fundamental right. And if any fundamental right is breached by the authorities concerned and illegally detain a person, then order can be passed, which is in the writ petition filed under Article 2 to 6 of the Constitution of India under the label of habeas corpus. Sometimes you see in the newspaper you are listening or you are reading that some newly wedded couple having the love marriage, the husband preferred it petition before the court that I got married with my wife is illegally detained by his parents. That court is issuing notice to the parents and asking them to file their reply. Why you are detaining a girl who is major and she is having right to live and freely, and you cannot detain him like this. Therefore, court is passing order after obtaining consent of the girl that she is in illegal custody of their parents and she is entitled to live with her husband. The endeavor is that there is power left with the High Court under Article 2 to 6 of the Constitution of India and Article 32 to the Supreme Court of India to pass any order which which can protect the fundamental right of a citizen. Likewise, the writ of mandamus. What is writ of mandamus? If a student is eligible for a particular course and filing an application with all documents and asking that I am in merit, I may be granted admission. But due to some one or another reason, the institution is not providing admission to him, then he can prefer writ petition under Article 2 to 6 of the Constitution of India. And he can get order from the court, which is under the label of the writ of mandamus. The court can pass a mandamus to the institution to provide admission to him if he is in merit and eligible by his qualification. It is somehow very much the mandamus writ petition is power can be exercised by the High Court regularly, and all the states high courts are there exercising their power. But there are some limitations upon the courts also. Easily or in any petition filed by the petitioner, the order cannot be passed. It is the duty of the court to first issue notice to the institution and the person against whom the writ petition has been filed. And after obtaining reply and taking into consideration the relevant law and facts, the court can pass an order under Article 2 to 6 of the Constitution of India and the writ petition filed under the label of mandamus. Likewise, the third writ petition is writ of prohibition. What is writ of prohibition? Writ of prohibition is if a person is having no jurisdiction to exercise any power, but he is using and he is passing order one after another, the writ petition can be filed under Article 2 to 6 under the label of writ of prohibition. The court can pass an order to prohibit an authority not to exercise illegal powers. And such type of writ petition can be filed by the individuals also or by the institutions also if a person is illegally exercising its jurisdiction. Therefore, the writ of prohibition is very important writ which can be issued by the high courts. Likewise, one writ of certiorari. What is writ of certiorari? Writ of certiorari is one of the important writ which can be issued, which is to be issued by the High Court and by the Supreme Court also. You see, if the lower courts are exercising its power illegally, or if any order is passed by the courts, judicial courts, or the quasi-judicial authorities, in that eventuality, the High Court or Supreme Court can pass writ of certiorari order against those institutions to correct the order passed by the lower authorities or the authorities having quasi-judicial power or judicial power. It is writ of certiorari. Writ of quo warranto. What is writ of warranto? If a person is not qualified, if a person is is not having any qualification or any eligibility for the post which is for which is created for public purpose, the person eligible can file a petition under the label of quo warranto and can ask the court or can make a request to the court that an order may be passed in the form of writ of quo warranto, and person sitting on the chair may be removed and he shall not be allowed to sit on the chair for a single moment. These are the five fundamental the principles to exercise power under Article 2 to 6 of the Constitution of India. Such type of power can be exercised by the Supreme Court also under Article 32 of the Constitution of India. But this power is very restricted. The Supreme Court usually not exercising its power only in those cases in which a public policy or the public policies in question, the Supreme Court is interfering. Normally, Supreme Court is not interfering under Article 32 of the Constitution of India, but for the purpose of protecting right of a citizen, it is not it is not necessary for the Supreme Court to deny any relief under Article 32 of the Constitution of India. The focus is that fundamental right and duties, where a citizen is claiming his fundamental right granted under Article 2 to 6, under Article 14 to Article 35 of the Constitution of India. At the same time, there are duties. The duties of the state, there are duties of the citizens, and to get any relief, every citizen is required to file petition in the form of writ under Article 2 to 6. But suo motu power can be exercised by the courts.